I'll open the meeting by reading the following. I wish to welcome everybody to the July meeting of the Policy and General Committee. Standing committees are held as part of the council meeting process in order for committees to consider reports prepared by council officers and to make recommendations regarding these reports to the monthly council meeting. Council's delegates on the Policy and General Committee are Mayor Kennedy, Deputy Mayor Hickey, Councillor Allgate, Chairperson, Councillor Boland, Councillor Brown, Councillor Jewett. Statement of ethical obligations. All councillors undertook an oath or affirmation at the beginning of their term of office and declared to undertake the duties of the office of councillor in the best interests of the people of the Broken Hill local government area and the city of Broken Hill, and that they will faithfully and impartially carry out the functions, powers, authorities and discretions vested in them under the Local Government Act 1993 or any other act to the best of their ability and judgment. Live streaming of meetings and recording of meetings. This committee meeting is being live streamed via YouTube and recorded and published online via Council's website. To those present in the meeting today, by attending in this public meeting, you are consenting to your image, voice and comments being recorded and published. The chairperson and or the general manager have the authority to pause the live stream if comments or debate are considered defamatory or otherwise inappropriate for publishing. Participants are advised that they may be subject to legal action if they engage in unlawful behaviour or commentary. Have a call for apologies. There are no apologies. No leave of absence, Mr. General Manager? No. Minutes for confirmation. Do we have a mover of the minutes of the Policy and General Committee meeting held the Wednesday, the 19th of June, 2024?
Prayer first, Councillor Allgate.
Done. Yes, no people.
It's just up to me to do the prayer and then the acknowledgements.
That's not here. Did I pick that? Yeah. Well, have the mayor by Mayor Kennedy. Sorry.
No, you're right. Almighty God, we ask you to invoke your blessing upon this council, direct and prosper our deliberations to the advancement and true welfare of the people of the council area, our state and Australia. Amen.
Thank you, Councillor Mayor Kennedy. Welcome to the country. Councillor Brown.
Yes, Mr. Chair. We acknowledge the traditional owners of the land upon which we meet today, the land of the Wilyakalli people, and pay our respects to their elders, past, present and emerging.
Thank you, Councillor Brown. Councillor Hickey for the acknowledgement of the mining industry.
We take time to reflect, remember and honour the 800 miners that lost their lives and those that were crippled or maimed in the line of load. We thank the brave miners and their wives who were part of the 1919 to 1920 strike and lasted over 500 days and delivered a 35-hour working week. Mining is our past and our future.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor Hickey. Item 7, minutes for confirmation. Seconder.
Yeah, second.
Who was that? Any comment or discussion to read the minutes? All those in favour? Carried unanimously. Disclosures of interest. Any disclosures of interest? No disclosures of interest. Reports. Item 9. Item 1, Broken Hill City Council Report number 105/24 dated June the 7th, 2024. Local government elections 2024 caretaker period. We have a mover of the recommendation. Seconded. Councillor Boland. Speakers.
No, all good for me.
Any comments or speakers further? All those in favour? Carried unanimously. Item 2, Broken Hill City Council Report number 106/24, dated July the 4th, 2024. Council meeting arrangements and the Christmas shutdown period.
Move that way.
Moved Councillor Boland. Seconded,
Yeah, second.
Councillor Stewart. Speak to that, Councillor Boland.
It's all written there. I don't particularly feel like being at a meeting on Christmas Day if I'm re-elected, so it's good to see it moved.
Further speakers or comment?
How do we know he's getting re-elected?
Pardon? All those in favour? Carried unanimously. Item 3, Broken Hill City Council Report number 107/24, dated July the 17th, 2024. Council attendance at the Local Government New South Wales Annual Conference to be held in Tamworth, 17th to the 19th of November 2024.
Move that way.
Councillor Boland. Seconded,
Second.
Councillor Stewart. Speak to it, Councillor Boland.
I'm fine, Mr. Chair.
Further comment or speakers?
I think it's good just to keep it vague like that. Yeah. When the new council is elected, they can choose who needs to go.
Further comment? All those in favour? Carried unanimously. Item 4, Broken Hill City Council Report number 108/24, dated July the 17th, 2024. Motions to the Local Government New South Wales Annual Conference to be held in Tamworth, 17th to the 19th of November 2024. Have a mover. Move. Councillor Hickey. Seconded. Councillor Brown. Speak to it, Councillor Hickey.
No, just as written. Thank you.
Further speakers?
Look, I think as councillors, we all need to think of some motions that should be going to this meeting. As a council, you want to make sure that your name is mentioned at these conferences. So all councillors can think of anything that might be appropriate to be moved and passed at our July meeting. Everyone have a think about it.
Thank you, Mayor. Further comment? Put it to a vote. All those in favour? Carried unanimously. Item 5, Broken Hill City Council Report number 109/24, dated July the 12th, 2024. Volunteer Management Policy. Do we have a mover for that?
Move that way.
Councillor Boland. Seconded,
I'll second.
Councillor Hickey. Speak to it, Councillor Boland.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Important policy. The volunteers are the backbone of our community, and it's important to have this the policy in place. We know volunteers basically built Broken Hill, so it is what it is. It's a policy that we need, and we need to ensure we're looking after our volunteers that do so much for the community.
Thank you. Further speakers? Comment?
I just agree wholeheartedly with what Councillor Boland said.
Councillor Hickey, put it to a vote. All those.
Just before
Mr. Mayor.
that is put, I'm sure some of the councillors on the audit committee remember that they identified at the audit and risk committee identified a number of risky volunteers, which potentially could make it difficult for council to attract and keep volunteers. So this is probably more important than at first glance, because if some of the risks that have been identified, the council does try to mitigate, we could potentially lose lots of volunteers. So it's not just one that you just put through. It's a really important one. It was 140 volunteers, so a lot of volunteers, but there was a number of potential risks identified. If just through the chair, if I don't know, putting the general manager on the spot, but if you could just say some of those risks, if you are, we'll just talk about it later.
General Manager.
Thank you through you, Mr. Chair. Yeah, certainly. I mean, the risks that were highlighted, I mean, some of them can be as simple as with the volunteers closing the living desert by themselves individually in the late evening and morning before the sun rises and sunsets. And also obviously the operation of machinery in regards to some of our parks and open spaces. So they're the risks that this volunteer management policy and framework look to actually mitigate. But I think it's equally as important. Obviously, we've got in there around the risks that happened at Camden Council with the deaths of their volunteers without appropriately mitigating their risks and having their policies and frameworks in place, which this goes a long way to doing. But it's also equally important that it's now implemented and rolled out in such a way that it's easily and accessible for the council's volunteers to be able to understand it and implement it without actually scaring them away with copious amounts of paperwork and working through that. So the next stage here, so this is really just the foundational part of the framework and the policy being put in place. The next part now is having those easy inductions with our S355 committees and our volunteer management working groups, which the staffing group will now start to prepare as we head into after the election, setting up those groups again to make sure that it doesn't scare the volunteers away from it all being too hard, that we're actually able to work with them, provide that support and ensure that the city still has that 140 volunteers moving forward, given that they are a scarce resource and we're not getting any newer or younger ones on board. So we've got to be able to support and maintain what we've got. Thanks, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. General Manager.
Thank you.
Further comment or speakers? All those in favour? Carried unanimous. Sorry, Councillor Brown?
Yes, Mr. Chair, I have a number of comments, but I need to get them in order myself, so I'll bring them up when this matter comes to the meeting.
Okay.
Wednesday.
So carried unanimously. Item 6, Broken Hill City Council Report number 110/24. Dated July the 12th, 2024. Investment report for June 2024.
Move that way.
Move Councillor Boland. Seconded. Councillor Hickey. Speak to that, Councillor Boland.
So written in there, Mr. Chair, and just note the term deposits at 5.157% interest. It's a good return when you consider where we were 5-10 years ago.
Further comment? No further comment. I'll put to the vote. All those in favour? Carried unanimously. Item 7, Broken Hill City Council Report number 111/24, dated the 5th of 2024. Temporary suspension of a portion of the Central Business District CBD alcohol-free zone for the 2024 Broken Hill Festival. Have a mover for that. Move Councillor Hickey. Seconder,
Second.
Councillor Jewett. Speak to it, Councillor Hickey.
Yeah, very important festival for the town. I think our mayor is taking a large part of the activities this year. He's told me that he's on board to do a bit more, and I think it's, the alcohol thing's a good move. Thank you.
Any further comment? No further comment. I'll put it to a vote. All those in favour? Carried unanimously. Item 8, Broken Hill City Council Report number 112/24 dated July the 4th, 2024. Minutes of the Broken Hill Heritage Committee meeting held 30th of May, 2024. Have a mover. Move councillor Brown. Seconded. Councillor Boland. Speak to it, councillor Brown.
No, I don't think so, Mr Chair. It's fairly self-explanatory.
Okay. Further comment or speakers? Put it to a vote. All those in favour? Carried unanimously. Item 9, Broken Hill City Council report number 113/24 dated June the 14th, 2024. Minutes of the section 355 Youth Advisory Committee meeting held 14th of May, 2024. Have a mover. Move councillor Brown. Seconder. Councillor Mayor Kennedy. Speak to it, councillor Brown.
No.
No, okay. Any comment?
Yeah, just briefly, it really is quite difficult to get young people involved. I suppose you don't always have to have young people involved to actually make sure that you are doing things that cater to young people. We do have a few good groups on there, but it would be good to continue to grow that committee because I think it has a lot of potential.
Further comment? No further comment? Put to the people. All those voting in favour? Carried unanimously. The meeting closed at 5:47.